Okay, I believe we are live. Now on, oops. Now I believe I can take this. I can make this bigger for the live. I think. We'll see if anybody comes in. Actually, that might be the best bet right about there. Might be able to make it. It just doesn't do the like 16:9 that great. But I think we can start with that. So if I no idea if anybody's here. Yeah. I wonder what the stream looks like.
It looks good. I'm on YouTube.
Was it moving around the thing on the screen at all when I was doing that?
It was.
Okay,
if we're gonna do deep sky, then you're probably gonna want the full screen.
How much of the screen is it taking up right now? Should be taking up the full screen. So I go to deep sky object here. Let's try the moon first. The moon's right next to Mars. Hey, Philip. Hey, Ross. Yeah, that's Mars. The only thing is zooming in on here, the setup. I tricky to find a way to zoom in for you. But you guys can pinch zoom too in there. But I want to do a little bit of imaging tonight. I'm experimenting with this ASIR stuff, and David's here with us. Did I watch the SpaceX launch? No, I did not. Isn't tomorrow flight test 7, and then the following day is the next launch opportunity of the New Glenn by Blue Origin, I think? 1 a.m. So like in 24 hours-ish. Can you hear me? Give Nate some better bandwidth. Yeah. So we're trying to give me a little bit better bandwidth. All right. I think we're on the moon. Yeah, I think we're on the moon. What do you guys think? That looks like the moon. See how the focuser works. I want to mess with this. Okay, that deep. Okay. Now this is the part that doesn't look like we can zoom in. But puts us in a pretty sweet spot for it though. Something jolted over here on my end. I don't know if it jolted for you guys. All right, I'm going to bring this in a little. Maybe that'll help. Never understood why the line to the sun from a half moon What's that? Is never perpendicular to the edge of the shadow on the moon. It is offset angle, Ross Royce. Trying to understand what you mean there. I believe it is. I think there's a little bit of an illusion with it, though. If it's tilted and stuff. We're able to adjust focus a little bit. It looks really good. So we can do some deep sky stuff, though, with this setup tonight. You guys want to go on a trip through the cosmos? I think we should go on a trip through the cosmos. What's a good object? Let me see the night sky right now. So I know we have get our I mean, Orion's kind of low. What's up high, David? What do you think? Or the Horsehead? Which one's the Horsehead? I think it would be called the Horsehead, right? So let's go check out the Horsehead. That one's pretty high. Look at that. See, it's still pretty high in the sky. Let's go to this guy. Let's go. All right. Hey, Sirius? We could do Sirius. We can check out Sirius. I believe Sirius is up pretty high. It's almost, they say like in a million years it's going to be the Southern Star or something. Oh, the lag of light travel? No, the distance from the sun to Earth is only about 8 minutes. 8.5 minutes. The blue box is our telescope getting lined up. Let it hook in. Oh, there it is. I thought that telescope already came in. Did it glitch on me? We glitching? We good? We still live? I think this is good. I think we're still good. I hope we are. Yeah, navigate like a charm. I still turn the wheel by hand. Hey, I still turn the wheels by hand on mine all the time. But sync, go to. Sync. What do we go back to? Here. All right, so now we're going to, imagine this is pretty bright, but we're going to just jump this up a little bit. David, I think, I'm guessing. And we hit this one. We hit the play button on this, David. We are good. Hello. Haha, who is the emoji confetti-er?
You're going to want to be on the live screen, not the video screen, to do stacking.
All right. Here we go, live screen.
And I set that up for you. You're good there.
So what do? Just hit the white button.
So just hit the white button.
Oh my gosh, you've made it way too... Did you guys see how easy that was? It's set up just so we hit the... There we go. You know? So we got to wait a minute, get to know each other, you know? That awkward time when you're waiting in line for a burger or something and nobody's talking and it's just you and another customer and you've never met each other, but you're just sitting there spending some hangry alone time together just before you get your food.
It's like running in a space elevator with the awkward silence.
Oh yeah, the space, yeah, elevators. And what else doing finals? Oh, not me. My kids might be soon though. What's emoji confettier? Somebody emoji blasting the chat. I know we had some. What do we have? We had some caps lock people in the comments here on YouTube on some of my videos. So I've just decided to caps lock and reply nicely to them, but always in caps lock. If they caps lock it, I caps lock the reply. And there's one that went back and forth a few times, and I just started crying because I was laughing so hard because we just kept going, and they must have just had their button stuck on. So here's our first stacked image. Now it's going to continue there on the right. You see the countdown. So it's going to continuously add to this image. It's the Horsehead Nebula. It already looks like a horse. Like, is that the ear? That's the eye. And it comes down like nose down here. Is that what we're looking at?
No, the Horsehead. If you hit the annotate button on the left, so it's not going to identify the Horsehead itself, but the Horsehead is actually that little piece at the center there. And when it comes on a little clearer, you see it actually looks like a horsehead. And what it is
the head is going to the left, maybe.
Yep. And so it's actually a dark nebula, and you can see it because of the light being reflected behind it.
Gotcha. There we go, guys. So this is going to keep getting brighter for us. We're looking at a deep sky object, nearly live. And this is the exciting part about astrophotography. And it's slowly coming into view for us. It's going to get just brighter and brighter and brighter. And then we'll remove the green circle there and stuff once it gets really good so you guys can get some screenshots for your wallpapers if you want. Does that sound good? And then we can go do it somewhere else. There's an option to send a few select emojis floating up through the chat, maybe as a way to depict the general crowd consensus. I've just seen lots of celebration. Oh, I think everybody's liking the live. If you like the live, should I like it? I'm going to give it a heart. There. Oh, you can give multiple. Oh, you could, yeah, you can hit confetti. Now I'm spamming it. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I spammed myself. That's what it is. Reminds me of other platforms. I see it now.
And it got real clear on that last stack. You can really see the horsehead shape in there. And up to the top left there is the Flame Nebula.
This area here.
Yep. For obvious reasons.
Nice. So what I'm going to do here, since I can't zoom, I can do this though for the YouTube. There we go. How's that looking, guys? Ooh, it's starting to look real cool. That looks nice. How far away? Let's see. I'll get some details on this place. Horsehead Nebula. There's two of them. Oh, that's the blue one. Okay. The Horsehead Nebula, also known as Barnard 33, is a small dark nebula in the constellation of Orion. Nebula is located just to the south Alnitak, the easternmost star of Orion's belt, and is part of the much larger Orion molecular cloud complex. Sounds like a fancy place out there. It appears within the southern region of the dense dust cloud known as LINS 1630, along the edge of the much larger active star forming H2 region called IC 434. It's a Horsehead. So I'm going to try to zoom in on the Horsehead for you here. So I'm just kind of like manipulating the view you guys are seeing. Right in the center there. So you should see. How does that look, David? Is it coming through looking pretty cool?
Yep, looks real good.
That's my OBS zoom. Just yeah. It looks phenomenal. How long do you usually stack these kind of nebulas and stuff?
Well, for what we're doing right now, I mean, this is a a pretty good look. I mean, we would eliminate some of that noise in the background if we keep on stacking. But I mean, this is good enough for nearly live astronomy with what this is also called EAA, electronically assisted astronomy. I use the same setup when we go out and we do outreach events, so that we can show people stuff that you just can't see looking through a telescope.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. All right, guys, do you want to get a screenshot of that? There you go. What should we do next?
Let me take a look.
No warm air smudge. I dig it. I don't know if I had the settings off or not. I did mess with them, the exposure a little bit. Yeah, so like you can see on the screen, guys, like this little rainbow speckled pattern here. This gets cleaned up in the processing. Comes a nice dark, and then all the stars really just pop everywhere. But look at all the stars starting to appear. Like you start out and you only see a few of the bright ones. Like this was just like a little star. And now you're starting to see just how bright they are. Hello, Evan. How you doing? Your audio is cutting every 2 seconds. Uh-oh. Check. The audio okay? Still cutting every 2 seconds.
All right, I'm moving the scope. I had the map up, so I went ahead and moved it over.
They said we're cutting out. Let us know if the audio good or now. Just say audio whenever you hear it, like just type in the chat audio lagging or audio good.
Looks like it's good now.
Audio, thank you, Purdue. Voodoo. Andromeda. We can do Andromeda. I think. Unless it's too low. He's just moved the scope. Where'd you go to?
Well, Orion was close by, so I went to see if we could pull that in, and it is too low, which means the Horsehead's going to get too low here in a minute. Let's see where Andromeda is in the sky. Let's see.
Stop this. Pause the
That
live.
shouldn't be.
Do we want to save this live stack or no?
No, don't worry about it.
All right.
Orion should not be too low according to the chart. All right. Well, let's move over. I think Andromeda may be too low, but we'll move it over to, I'm moving it over to the Pinwheel Galaxy.
All right. Audio good. Yeah, sweet guys. How you guys doing tonight? Welcome to the astrophotography side of things. This is a little more slow paced. It's relaxed, laid back, enjoy a long night of just kind of checking out galaxies and nebula. And this kind of setup, it's fully dialed in and digitally controlled from like almost every angle. So much so that I'm in Pennsylvania and the telescope view in this is in Kentucky. And now that's pretty cool. Oh, Ross is having some trouble with the audio. The launch might be visible near East Coast. No, I'm too north in Pennsylvania for the at least the New Glenn launch. Okay, we're on it.
Yep, let me just switch the filter out real quick. All right, and we are, I'll let you go ahead and hit the start button so you guys see the updates on your end.
There we go. I'm gonna... I think I'm covering the full screen now. Look at this. Look at this. I see a couple stars here, 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 here. We're at 26. I'll move it over so you can see that clock. We're almost there. Clock right here. I don't even know. Do you see my mouse on it right now?
Nope.
Okay. Oh yeah, because it's doing a different kind of mirroring. Oh yeah, the lunar lander. Firefly, right? Isn't that what that one is? The Firefly. All right, now that we are larger, we're going to...
Now the whirlpool is a little bit dimmer, so you can just barely see it there in the center right now. It'll take a couple images for it to really start to show, but it's really one of the coolest galaxies to see.
Nice. Going whirlpooling. The wonders of another civilization in the Pinwheel Galaxy is peering back at our Milky Way We have such a sweet name for our galaxy. We do. I wonder what our galaxy is called for some other civilization out there in a galaxy that has seen ours and put a name to it. Or did they just call us like a symbol or some sort of catalog system?
We probably got a big Spirit Halloween sign on it.
Dollar General. So this one takes a little bit. I'm going to let you guys see that countdown timer. I think it'll help.
And the Pinwheel Galaxy last year, actually, we were able to observe a supernova. Over the course of several days, there was a pinpoint of light in it that it absolutely lit up brighter than a lot of the stars that are around it, and a lot of amateur astronomers were able to capture it.
Well, that's wild. Audio cut out for Maya. Thanks for letting us know. Is the view good though? Has the view been messing up at all? Or is it just solid view? So I think the stream health, it says it's good. It says excellent right now. It says you guys are behaving, you're excellent. 27 concurrent viewers. Yeah, this is an image from the past. How far away is this one? I don't know. Is there, do they have like information on DASIA?
Not that kind. Let me look it up. It's 21 million light years away.
So yeah, the light you're seeing there in the middle took 21 million years to get to us. So it takes a little while. I'm wondering if the settings are good enough, or is this just how long it takes?
It's well, I think what we're dealing with here is, since it's close to full moon, I think we're getting a lot of it washed out. So
I can see kind of a spiral.
Let me look. So I am going to switch us over to.
That's amazing. I just learned supernova events can create heavier elements like gold or uranium. I wonder if in the future we'll be sending out mining ships to extract these precious metals. I wonder. We have the Psyche asteroid I think we're going to that's pretty wild. And we all, oh no, let's get chat out of there. That'll work right here.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to get much better. So if you want to stop that one, I'll move us over to something brighter.
All right, it is paused. The Mercury, there's believed to be a whole band of diamonds about 10 kilometers down under the crust on Mercury. On Uranus and I think even Neptune, they think it may even rain diamonds. Think about that. Ross rebooted the live and now your audio is uninterrupted. Yeah, it might have taken a little bit to get going then. So the telescope is moving. Not too far though. We checked out Pleiades. Or was it last night or the night before? That thing's super bright. Diamond rain is correct. Definitely not a storm. I'd want to be caught up in. Yeah, man. I tell you what, I can't even imagine things like that raining on your head. Ooh, look at this. Let's oh, I see my mouse on the screen there now. We're gonna do a restart. Cleared it. So we got the 60-second wait time here in the right. Can you guys see my mouse? Can I do that? I hope you can.
Now this one's going to be very clear on the first image.
There
This is
we
a
go.
very bright object, and we're using a hydrogen alpha. What is the hydrogen alpha oxygen 3 filter? So it cuts down a lot of that moonlight and the sky pollution, or the light pollution, and gives us just the wavelengths of light that this nebula is throwing out.
5, 4, 3, 2. Waiting for it. Waiting for it. It's making us wait a long time. Just so blue Pleiades. Sometimes it looked like a blue haze around them. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that, guys. All right, let's clear that. Already. Well, that's popping. Awesome is that?
That is the Rosette Nebula.
Free falling into the planets. The Rosette Nebula. So it looks like a giant rose.
Yep.
Nice.
There's a huge open star cluster at the center of it. I've imaged this one before, and when you process the image out, you get a lot of red, a lot of blue, and even some orange and yellow in there.
Anybody viewing here tonight do astrophotography? I'm a beginner at astrophotography. David is my mentor.
We're both in trouble.
Pleiades, Pleiades, lovely ladies surrounded by a cloud as red as Hades. So I can probably make this a little larger here. Take that like that, shift up for everyone. Wow. Does look like a rose, doesn't it? Awesome.
And with this one, you see a lot of it's backlit by the reds and the pinks, but you see a lot of the dark nebulosity that's in those strands that are out in front of it.
Yeah, you can see the texture, yeah. Already, and that's only a few frames in.
Without any processing, this will show dark reds all the way down to light pinks.
I wonder if they let me put a text box on the screen somewhere. Oh, it's cut off on the top. But it says Rosette. Hi, Gina. How are you doing tonight? We're looking at the Rosette Nebula every 60 seconds for adding more data to it, more color, as it's doing long exposure astrophotography where it stacks the images together, stitches them together. So the longer you're on it, the more and more details come out. And then you can take that information and go process it, clean it up, and that's where you get those awesome nebula shots you see people making. This is doing it live with you guys. So you are looking through on your screen. You're looking through the telescope's processor right now, but that's what the telescope is aimed at right now. I think I explained that correctly. I can imagine some circular dynamic when it was formed. The size of it must be mind-boggling. Oh yeah, that thing's big.
Yeah, and the circular comes from, at the center of this was a star that went supernova. So the nebulosity that you see there, just over millions of years, the star has shed off its outer layers. It's the same with the an even much bigger area of the sky. Called the, let me make sure I get this right, the Veil Nebula, the Eastern Veil Nebula and the Western Veil Nebula. There was a huge star at the center of those two nebula that went supernova and exploded, and what you see there are the remnants of that star after it exploded.
So it becomes stardust.
Exactly.
And then forms new things and combines with other things. And
turns into Neil deGrasse Tyson.
It's 7:38 a.m. there. Oh, nice. I'm in the United States. Where are you guys all tuning in from? I'm in Pennsylvania, United States.
I will check and see if we can see the Crab Nebula.
This is looking pretty. I want to save this one, and then I'll see if I can process it and post it. I'll post it on the YouTube community, where on my channel, my little community thing. I post you guys like the stuff that's just like a photo or whatever. Doesn't make for a video, but I could post it, and then if you see it, you'd be like, "Oh, I was on that live. I saw him when he captured that." That's what. So I'll try my best attempt at processing it, clean up all that the noise you see around the outer there. I call it like the rainbow popcorn. Clean up the rainbow popcorn.
So yeah, the Crab Nebula is visible. So after we are tired of this one, we can move over to the Crab. The Crab Nebula is very small, but it's relatively bright, so it comes in pretty quick, and it's very colorful. Now, with this filter, I don't know what kind of color we're going to get out of it, but we should see definitely some stuff in the red spectrum.
So David, on YouTube, do you see my mouse?
Yes.
Okay, see this red gas up here?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like a chunk of it just shot. I don't know. That's like the same. It's like the same width as this whole nebula. There's this gas just shooting up that way.
Yeah, there's more nebulosity up there than you realize. I saw a picture the other day of Polaris, and I never knew there was any kind of nebulosity. And if you image something long enough, you're gonna catch it. And right around Polaris is just this entire sea of just white nebulosity that is all around the star.
Wow. All right. Can I pause and save this one?
Let me see here.
Or is that too much?
No, I'm thinking that the I don't know that the save function in BlueStacks works too well. So so what I can do is I can save it once the next stack comes in. I can save it from my screen. And now, if you want to do some real hands-on processing, the ASI Air saves all of the images that it stacks individually, just like it would if we were doing astrophotography. And you can take those and you can assemble them all together and process it the way you would an astrophoto.
Ooh. I need to do that. I know Jess, I need her to tutor me on a couple programs. Central PA, Toulouse, and I just love this type of video. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Sandra. Glad you're here. I wonder if one speck of this dust is the size of an asteroid, actually. Oh, it's dust. Can be as little, I mean, there could be rocks in there could be asteroids, it could be comets, there could be just dust, like we think of dust. Just particles. Lots of it. All right.
All right. So if you want to stop that one.
And hit the image. And I'm going to hit pause. It is paused.
All right. I'll move us over to the Crab Nebula. Oh, it's not that far away. See, unfortunately, this is the downside of having everything computerized. I really have forgotten where everything is in the sky except for the really big constellations. Now, the Crab Nebula is pretty small, so we'll end up zooming in on this one quite a bit. The Crab is actually situated pretty close to Jupiter.
All right, here we go. Right, I'm guessing it's this. Do I hit restart? Will it
restart?
Okay. All right. I'm guessing it was that one spot there. I'll wait for it to show us our first image. This is where we need like a Wordle game that we do. Play Wordle in astrophotography. Posted a video of the Mars and Moon occultation. Any of you guys see that last night? We were alive for it too.
All right, here's our first image.
Nice. All right.
Like I said, it's very small.
I can, let's see. There we go.
And there is an incredible amount of structure in the Crab Nebula. And just after a couple images, it should start resolving. It looks like we will be able to see, I mean, definitely the reds, but maybe even some of the blues and greens in this once we get enough images.
This rig is awesome because I'm able to remote control this from states away. And something, I don't know, are you going to end up doing the kind of rent-a-scope kind of stuff?
I'm going to do it on a limited basis, just because, I mean, there's not enough time in the month, and I've only got one scope.
Yeah.
But since I don't do any kind of astrophotography when there's a good sized moon in the sky, just because it kind of ruins the ruins what you're imaging. Those would be the times during the month where I would let people log in. I already have the Dazzle and Stonehill both have logged in and used it before. I'd be careful about Dazzle. I could let her get in there, and I'll never get my telescope back.
You never get it back. She'll sit there for ages. But this is awesome. I like it because we can. We probably. I'm sure there's some folks in here that probably know astrophotography and stuff. Probably a lot better than I do. I'm just into like the visual astronomy and video astronomy, and astrophotography is something I'm trying to learn. I've been more of an observer and learner about this stuff with telescopes, and very rarely do I sit down at a computer. I'm always outside. Japanese and Chinese recorded this supernova event in 1054. Ooh. Of this nebula here.
Yeah, I believe it was super bright for several days. It was, I think it was the brightest thing in the night sky.
I don't even know if I can zoom in any more than that, but not without. I mean, I guess I could do the Control-Alt crop thing and then extend that thing. That's big enough, though, I think.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get much more detail out of this because we're not going to be imaging it long enough.
You lost the telescope? Who lost a telescope? Sonic's here. Man, that looks cool. A little blip.
I'm looking at my backyard camera right now, and Orion is in a good position.
Let's go to it.
So let me move over there. That's the one that always, whenever I show it at a public event.
All right, I'll stop this just a second.
And you can zoom way back out for this one. Orion is huge.
All right. We are good for you to do the move. I'm trying to zoom back. I got such a little window to work with that I've made this thing so big. Okay.
So Ross, you are absolutely right. Photons are actual particles that travel through space, and that's why there are some people who absolutely see. we're getting the first alignment image, and you can already see Orion.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and start that one. But yeah, Ross, these are physical particles that travel through space, and so there's some real romanticism there with astronomers who have looked through telescopes all their lives, and I have some of them that I meet that they don't want to have anything to do with me, because I'm just me and my cyborg technology over here. They don't want anything to do. They like looking through an eyepiece, knowing that those photons that traveled all the way across the galaxy are hitting their eye physically. And I mean, I certainly understand it, but I've looked at enough dim fuzzy objects through a telescope that I enjoy this much more.
Sonic, just a PFP. I'm somewhat a space enthusiast. Saturn, I think, is set already with Venus. But yeah, if you're doing this with Saturn, you can start picking up the moons and stuff pretty well. Some of them, like Titan and whatnot. I know you're just after Saturn's rings, Sonic. That's a good one. Like that. Oh, look at this. All right, let's get this sized up for you guys. Orion Nub. The Neb. How pretty is that, guys? Gorgeous.
And at the center of the brightest part of Orion is called the trapezium. There's several. What is a trapezoid? Is that a force? No, the trapezoid is a 5-sided. I forget, but it's several stars in the shape of a trapezoid. That's why they call it the trapezium. And then above the Orion Nebula, or on our screen to the upper left of the Orion Nebula, as it resolves, you can see it a little bit more why they call it this, but that's called the Running Man Nebula. Yeah, I did a presentation a few months ago about this type of astronomy, and I did the calculations on how long ago the light that we see now from Orion left its origin point to reach us, and the light that we see now was basically leaving that area during the Byzantine Empire.
The live still good?
I think it's holding steady. I think we may have found a good way for you to do lives.
The mouse. Oh, I have to click on window over here for the mouse. Yeah, I'm seeing a line here. Might have been a Starlink on the bigger view that I'm looking at. There's a line right here.
It could be. It's actually funny. One of the one of the recurring themes of my astrophotography is I always get. I live like 10 miles from the airport, so I'm always getting planes, and Elon hates me because he's dropping satellites through my photos constantly. Fortunately, the software is
Orion Nebula, M42, I believe.
Yep.
This is a classic nebula. A lot of people will calibrate their astrophotography setups to the Orion because it's been captured so much that there's so much to compare it to. So when you take your images, you can make adjustments accordingly because there's so much reference material out there for it.
And some astronomy dorks out there will actually turn off your live when they see the Orion Nebula because it's so overdone, according to them. We know a couple of those people.
Now here in the heart, there's like 4 bright objects, right?
Yeah, I think there's 5 stars that make up that central part. It's for me anyway. It's very hard to process the Orion Nebula just because it's so bright there at the center. I haven't learned the technique yet to make that look right. Yes, this is technically where this is located is in the sword part of the Orion
Omen
constellation.
somebody that turns off live streams, Omen? Or are you just joking? Like, I'm too fancy for the Orion.
I want to do a little comparison here. We don't have to move the scope, but if you would hit stop, I'm going to change the filter out to give you an idea. So, like I had said, this is we're looking at it in hydrogen alpha and oxygen 3, which is just a filter. It goes in front of the camera and it filters out, so we only see certain wavelengths. But if I go back and I change over to this filter's little brother and we restart, it will look very different. Where's my C2S2? There it is. All right, you can go ahead and restart it.
Oh, it just wanted to continue it.
Yeah, we don't want to continue it. We want to go ahead and stop it and clear it.
I don't know how to clear it. Is there another button?
Yeah, there's a button over on the right-hand side. It looks like a broom.
There we go. Thank you. All right. And have the dancing mouse. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Do. Oh, this is below the belt. Yeah, this tip of the spear. Or the knife, whatever it is. Sonic is not impressed by the Orion. I think they're being sarcastic, though. I've had quite the past handful of years jumping into astronomy deeper and deeper. It's been a fun ride. I'm excited to see where this goes. Here in a couple weeks, beginning of February, we'll be doing live streams with a Celestron 8SE, a lot more live viewing, video outdoors. That'd be cool. Whoa. Well, that already looks a ton different.
Yeah, very different. So this filter that we're using now is it focuses on oxygen 3 and sodium 2, which the oxygen 3 translates to blue, the sodium 2 translates into darker reds than the hydrogen alpha typically. So we're seeing, and in the process of photographing this, I would take images using both filters plus a third for luminance, and I would take all of those and combine those together into a single image.
The amount of time and meticulous work that goes into astrophotography is so underappreciated.
It's also excruciating. People say about golf is a great walk spoiled. Astrophotography is is a restful night of letting the telescope do the work, followed by 4 to 6 hours of pulling your hair out.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose eventually I'll get good at it, but
First time seeing something like this through a scope. Very happy to have found your channel. As a watercolor artist, this is fascinating to see. And feel free, guys, to take screenshots of the live. You know, because I don't know if I'll post this video too, so you can always come back to it. It'll be under my live tab. I don't know if these go out in my regular videos or not, or how to organize those on the YouTube.
So yeah, it's one of the things that I do when I do lives on the rare occasion is I save off all these images and then I upload them to the website so people can go in and download the original images if they want. And once we get your website done, Nate, that's something that we can do with yours as well.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Give everybody the images.
Yep.
Yes. You guys want images? You put them on your wallpaper, your computers, and your phones. So what's up with this Super Saturn that was popular a bit ago? Super Saturn. I haven't heard of Super Saturn. Heard of Saturn's rings disappearing, which they're going to disappear in March and again, I think in November, when we are on the ring plane. Earth is on the ring plane, so we're like looking at them straight edge on, that we don't see them. But Saturn's going to be super close to the sun in March when it happens, and I'm not sure about if it's super close to the sun in November too. It might be. But the Saturn rings, yeah, it just doesn't look like the emoji. Like the emoji Saturn, they're more oval. It was like that a couple years ago. But right now they're edge on, then in a few more years they'll be more oval again. This looks gorgeous. The center's still super bright though.
Yeah, it is.
All right, guys, let me know. What sounds fun next? Is Andromeda even up?
It is not. However, there is an interesting galaxy that we can go look at.
We're going to go to an interesting galaxy. Let's do it.
All right. Are we stopped?
Oh, some Purdue. Hold on. Let me stop it. Purdue said J147b is a substellar object, possibly a brown dwarf or free-floating planet that orbits a young star 430 light years from Earth. It's known for being the first exoplanet discovered. The ring system, which is 200 times larger than Saturn, that covers 40,000 times the area. Woo! I wonder if photographers in this field are also coming across AI-generated imagery concerns. I think everybody's going to have to deal with AI interrupting their everyday.
Fortunately, so far, there was a couple of accounts that popped up early on Blue Sky. The AI astrophotography that's out there is very easy to identify because it doesn't look like the object.
And eventually, when it becomes so good that you can't tell the difference, it's because it is it. You know, it's just modeling it.
Right.
So it's the same thing at that point.
There is an interesting move into AI for processing, and it's not designed to enhance the image. It's meant to make the processing faster by knocking out some of those really tedious processes and basically just taking advantage of the speed of AI. You know, like just for instance, when I stack an image now, if I have 300 to 500 individual images to stack together. It will, just depending on whatever mood the computer's in, I guess, it will take anywhere from 3 to 6 hours to do that. And I mean, there are certainly faster computers that would do the job much quicker, but they're they're $10,000. You know what? I didn't switch the filters. We need to stop this one and restart it. All right, let me change the flat.
You need this restarted? Ready,
Yes.
said?
Yep. All right, now we're ready.
Um, 146 known moons of Saturn. My favorite being Pan. Pan's one of the moons inside the rings. And he just looks hilarious. He looks like a mini deformed Saturn, like a baby Saturn, because he's collected so much of the ring dust and stuff that he's got this huge waistband on him. Little Pan. Looks like a pan. Pretty cool. See ya, Gina. Have a good one. I'll be posting some of these, maybe. We'll see what happens. See what we do with it. So this will probably be the final object like this, and then go to like Jupiter or something, and then say goodnight from my end. All right, we should be seeing something here shortly. Whoa.
Go.
How many are there? Is there 3?
There are 3. So you can annotate them in a second, but the big one at the center is called Bode's Galaxy. To the bottom of that on our screen is the Cigar Galaxy. And then up above there is a dimmer galaxy that's, I don't think it has a common name. It's an NGC object. It's got an NGC followed by a big number. And yeah, there's probably, there's many more galaxies in this field. The longer you expose it, you'll see just galaxies everywhere.
See how many galaxies you guys can spot. Neptune or Uranus. One of them set, I believe, with Saturn and Venus. The other one's by Jupiter. Uranus is by Jupiter, but it's pretty low. I'm looking at the sky right now. Uranus is lower than Orion was.
In your belly button.
We can try. We could try Uranus. Seeing 1, 2, 3, 4.
If you hit the annotate button, it might actually circle where a bunch of them are. I'm not sure how many it does on this screen. So that's shown.
That's cool. Oh, very interesting to hear that AI is not accurately able to generate astrophotography. Nope. Some jokes just write themselves. You got it right. I think, I don't know. It's not, AI is so computer learned kind of stuff still. I think we're a bit away from like AGI. Once they get artificial general intelligence rolling out, then it's going to be like, all right, this is awkward. Because that's the kind of stuff that replaces every last human occupation on the planet.
Finally, the life of poverty I've always dreamed of.
Yeah. But I mean, there's that chance that it changes humanity for the good. But I think we are so built in finding meaning and purpose in our hobbies through the work we do and helping others, that it feels like it's not like, oh, we don't have to work anymore, we just get paid to live. It feels more like it takes away the joy that we surround ourselves with in the things we love to do. I mean, it's controversial. I don't even see why it's controversial. I don't even see why we're even approaching it. But there are some big organizations. It's their job to protect us from it, like keep it regulated. But we've all seen that movie, way too many times. Seen a lot of conversations about AI. Red light means it's further away. Sometimes sometimes the red light means it's further away. Now these galaxies are pretty far away. Let me catch up on the chat here. How far can you see to what planet? Do you believe there could be life on another planet? With all you see, are you silenced on what you can say or what you see up in the sky? No, not silenced. Say whatever. How far can you see? Well, didn't we just look at something like 400 million light years away or 40 million light years? Quite far. And the chances of habitable life out there in the universe are currently standing at the chance of a habitable planet and exoplanets in the billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars. Chances of habitable planets, they're saying, is trillions. So I can almost tell you without a shred of doubt that yes, there's life out there. It's not even a question for me. However, I wouldn't say yes, there's life out there. It's just be like 99.999999999% sure. And then has life ever hit Earth? Or like aliens ever came to Earth? Man, I have evidence supporting programs for reverse engineering if and when it does ever happen, or maybe spawned out of thinking it may have happened. There's a lot of evidence of programs and stuff, so I think there's a lot of lore and conspiracies that get started out of that. But if something did come here, be pretty wild, but very improbable. But I wouldn't say it's impossible, but very improbable.
So the furthest object we have observed is a galaxy called HD1. And they estimate that it is 13 billion light years away.
Which one?
It's called HD1. It was discovered not too long ago, and
wow.
it's an upcoming project. I don't know. They may have already done this with the. They may have already looked at it with the James Webb, because this is an older article I'm looking at. But they with the Webb Space Telescope, they'll be able to verify and actually prove that this is what they've seen. They saw it with ground-based telescopes, but they used ground-based telescopes from all over to capture images and assemble the data.
There we go. Caught up on chat, guys. It's yeah, the universe is a very astronomically large place. Finding life out there, I think we will. I don't think it's anytime soon. But I don't live in a world of yes and no's and always and nevers. I live in a world of gray and maybes and I don't knows, because I keep searching for answers and keep learning more. I think as long as we keep learning more, because the second we come to a solution in our mind for our own securities and be like, nope, that's just the way it is. That's when we stop searching for answers and discovery and exploration. And knowledge is power. Always keep learning. Always. And it's uncomfortable sometimes. We don't know the answers, you know? How pretty is that, guys? Got 4 galaxies. You guys want to go to Uranus?
Mine, maybe not yours. Guys, I am a 52-year-old, 12-year-old man. You'll have to forgive me.
Strong reminder that show The Expanse. Yeah, we're starting that now, like in what we're doing. We're building a moon base. We're doing all sorts of fun things. The Gateway Space Station. It's an exciting time to be alive for space travel and stuff. All right, you got your screenshots, folks. We're going to head on over to another place. All right. Pausing that stack. I'm gonna. Do we need to switch out filters for Uranus?
That's a loaded question, but no. No, we're good. The UVIR filter will be good.
All right, here we go. I don't even know. Where's the objects list here? Uranus. Go to. The red box is where we want the telescope to go to. The blue box, when you guys see it come on screen, shows the telescope moving. The blue box gets there. Take us to Uranus already. Dinner first. You guys are having fun. I like it. Watching you look at Uranus. Oh my gosh. Uranus cannot live this down. Nope. Nope. No, it cannot. I know. Clear any old data. I think we're locked in. Looks like it.
Yeah, we should be. The ASI air doesn't align planets very well.
All right, let's start recording because the planet is going to be so small. It's going to be a tiny little dot on the screen. I'm going to have to do some jumbotron in here. So let me see here. What was that? Control Alt and drag, right?
I'm going to throw that shameless plug out there in the chat. If you want to see a processed image of the Rosette, like the object we looked at earlier, there's an image that I processed back in, geez, when was it? November.
Waiting on the image. Come on, give us a little circle. About to get our evening's first look at, you know, that planet. That good old planet. Wash your hands first. I'm proud of you guys. There it is, right in the center.
Yep. It's in a tree. That's what you're seeing.
And we got a tree in the way.
That's the neighbor's tree.
But it's okay. So
They won't cut it down. It's interesting. We've got a tree, and then I just saw over on the right-hand side in the very top corner, there's a satellite or a plane.
So here is Uranus. Uranosaurus Rex. Blue. It's got a
Distant
ring.
relative of Triceratops.
It rains diamonds. Its name is provocative. My favorite type of planets are gas giants and ice giants. Planets with rings. Pittsburgh, PA, USA here. We love ya. All it's snowing here, 1:30. I'm in Pennsylvania too. Been looking in the wrong place this whole time, maybe. We're looking at Uranus through a tree.
Just gets dumber.
It just gets ridiculous at this point. And I'm posting this VOD, so like this is gonna be on my YouTube channel. And for those who actually want to sit through this dialogue for the whole time, we're gonna find these parts of the conversation.
You can't spell dialogue without log.
So I'm gonna zoom this back out if I can. Let's see if I can get good at this. So
Yeah, it was an airplane that went through the top right.
nice. There we go. You can see these nice That top right looks like power lines, but it's an airplane.
Yeah, as you can tell because the light colors. It's got two, the white wingtip lights, and then there's a red blinking light.
I think we've sent a probe out there. But James, no, maybe, I don't know. James Webb got like an amazing view of it. There we go. Now let's go to Joopy Joop. So we're going to stop this and say goodbye to Uranus.
Kiss it goodbye.
Kiss it goodbye. And we're going to go up here to Jupiter and say goodnight at Jupiter, guys. See if we can get a good shot of Jupiter, actually. I want to try to get a good image of a planet tonight.
You'll definitely want to switch it back over to video. You're not going to get a good image. So yes, Voyager 2 visited Uranus. I'm going to say it that way so I don't get myself into more trouble. After traveling more than 1.8 billion miles in 9 years, it gathered much of its critical information about the planet in just 6 hours. Imagine going 9 years just for a 6-hour trip. And then there is a new mission. Oh, well, let's see. Sure, is this a new mission that is now ongoing? No. Looks like they've proposed another mission.
There's a cloud, isn't there?
No, I think it's dim, just bringing up the gain.
Oh. I thought I brought that up.
It's at 56.
It like stuck. I brought the exposure up to 24.
You wrecked him. I hardly knew him.
All right. There's Joopy Joop. See how much we can get in here. Close. That's live video, guys. It's a little bit different. And see the focuser move. It's a little fuzzy too. It's kind of getting low on horizon too, huh? All right, guys. Well, we can bring this guy way back down to size. Or no, probably way more than that. Trying to correct our window here because it's going to save this for the next time, so I kind of want it to stay. Tiny little joopy joop. Man, I had to make that really big. There we go. And we're back to regular size. So you can see how far I was magnified from this point in. But this is a this is a refractor we're looking through, right?
Yes.
It's not super designed for planets at all. It's great for those galaxies and nebula, though. I am not heavily caffeinated. But I would like to thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I'm going to get going. But I don't know. That was fun. We checked out Uranus. It's the first time I've ever looked at Uranus through a telescope and known it was Uranus. I may
All
have
of
seen
you
Uranus
collectively.
through a telescope. Yeah, I may have seen Uranus through a telescope before when I was looking for it. But that was the first time I was ever had a system that is like, yep, that is it. They could verify it for me. So that was my first time seeing Uranus. So have a good night, guys. We'll see you soon, all right? Give it a few seconds.